Good evening. Welcome back to Hellhound's Late Night Spook Show here in the Horror and Metal channel. So, about a week ago, I finally watched the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which is a Netflix exclusive. Stop me if you heard this one before. It's a direct sequel to the original that ignores all the other sequels. Sound familiar? Yeah, Texas Chainsaw 3D already did that. And this one repeats a lot of the same mistakes as that one. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, well, before I reveal my full thoughts on this new movie featuring horror icon Leatherface, let me go ahead and recap my thoughts of the rest of the series. Okay, so the original 1974 film, directed by Tobe Hooper, is a masterpiece, a flawless classic in every way. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's just perfect. It feels like a real crime caught on camera. It has a gritty documentary feel. It's just perfect in every way. I absolutely love that movie. Now, the sequel takes a totally different direction. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 from 1986, also directed by Hooper. It's more like a horror comedy. It kind of feels like a parody. It's almost like a satire in a way. Definitely, it ups the gore, it ups the explosions. It's a lot more entertaining, I think. It's a very fun movie. It's kind of a bad movie. It's kind of stupid, but it's a guilty pleasure, and I love it. It's totally different from the original. Like I said, it feels more like a spoof. But Dennis Hopper hams it up nicely. It's a lot more surreal, but it's just a blast. It's just an absolute hoot to watch. I freaking love it. Then Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 from 1990, I think directed by Jeff Burr, annoys me because it doesn't connect to the other ones. It doesn't have any continuity with Part 2, or Part 1 for that matter, really. But it's a decent movie. It's a solid sequel. It's kind of, there's more that I like than dislike, but R.A. Mihailoff was a great Leatherface. He's probably my second favorite next to Gunnar Hansen for the original, but it's okay. It's not bad. Then Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation is an abomination. I loathe that movie. I despise it. It's one of my least favorite horror sequels ever. It just flat out sucks. Then there was the 2003 remake, which was pretty good as far as remakes go. Not bad, but it kind of just feels like typical, overly, glossy MTV Hollywood boredom. There's a lot of movies that feel like the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original is one of a kind. There's no other horror movie that feels like it. The 2003 movie just kind of feels like more of the same. Andrew Broniarski was a great Leatherface, and Arlie Ermey was awesome as Sheriff Hoyt. The rest of the family sucks. They're not intimidating, they're not interesting, they're just terrible. Then there was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, which is a prequel to the remake. I actually like this one a little better because it's a lot gorier, more brutal, and it actually has a dinner scene, unlike the 2003 movie. And then there's Texas Chainsaw 3D, which, was a direct sequel to the original, and had some great ideas, but overall the execution was very poor. First of all, the timeline is a mess, because it's a direct sequel to the original. It ignores the remakes, which I appreciate. I like that they're, it's in continuity with the original. It ignores all the other sequels, of course. But, it takes place right after the first movie in 1973, and then a baby's born, and then cut forward to present day 2013, and she's like 17 or 18 years old, when she should be 40. She might be early 20s at the absolute most, but yeah, that was just, I can't believe nobody caught that. That was a huge oversight. The dialogue is terrible. Welcome to Texas, mother, and do your thing, cuz. Overall, it's a cool idea to have Leatherface win and have the main character take his side when she finds out she's related to him. That's a cool idea, but overall, it was very poor. Then there was the prequel to the original, just called Leatherface. That one also had some good ideas, but overall, the execution was even worse. I like that it's kind of like a road trip movie. I like that it didn't follow the same format as a bunch of teens getting stranded somewhere in Texas and the family of cannibals chasing them. And I'm glad it broke away from that. And I like that some of the villains weren't part of the family. That was kind of interesting. It was great to see Drayton and Nubbins and the grandpa again, finally, even though we barely saw them. That's what the movie should have been about. It should have just been about the family's beginnings as, killers and cannibals, instead of having a stupid twist as, having Leatherface being young and good-looking and talking normally, and then something happens to make him, into this. That was stupid. And now we have this most recent movie, which, is another direct sequel to the original that ignores all the other sequels, and it's just called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw 3D, when it was released on home video, is just called Texas Chainsaw. And this direct sequel is just called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But it takes away the the. It's not called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Very creative title, guys. Ugh. Yeah, I love Halloween 2018, but sometimes I'm kind of mad that it was so successful because all these other stupid direct sequels just calling the same name as the original just really irks me because it's asinine as hell and just really annoys me. What did I think of the movie? Well, overall, it's very underwhelming, just very forgettable. I watched it a week ago, and I barely remember it. That's not a good sign, you know. But to be fair, my mind did wander a lot. There was a lot of scenes I wasn't really actively paying attention to, and I just got really bored. And like I said, yeah, it's a direct sequel to the original, ignores all their sequels, just like Texas Chainsaw 3D, and this one has a lot of the same mistakes as that one. I guess the dialogue's a little better. So I guess it's a group of young people who go to the town where Leatherface is from in Texas, and they they're trying to renovate it. They're trying to gentrify it, make it all hip and cool, even when it's kind of a dying ghost town or something. I don't know. The main characters are very boring, unlikable, and annoying, and they reminded me a lot of the insufferable main characters from Texas Chainsaw 3D. Like I said, this one has a lot of the same problems. Okay, so it's directed by David Blue Garcia. It wasn't released theatrically. It's direct to Netflix, which is how I watched it a week ago, even though I don't remember much about it because I was so bored. It was just very disappointing, very underwhelming. There were a few good moments. The new guy playing Leatherface, Mark Burnham, I guess his name is, was decent. He was pretty frightening. He was intimidating. He was scary looking. You know, he was this big, towering behemoth of a man, just like Leatherface should be. This takes place 50 years after the original, though, so shouldn't he be like 80-something? I don't know. And why do they keep giving him a mother? Like, that was never in the original. Like, I mean, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, there's this older lady, and like she's owns this orphanage, and yeah, if this is real mom, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be his biological mom or just some woman that took care of him, but if that's his real mom, wouldn't she be like 100? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, the teens run into her and I guess accidentally evict her from her home or something. I don't know. Yeah, again, I wasn't paying very close attention. I'm sorry. I should probably, I'll probably rewatch this at some point and give it another review. This is gonna be a spoiler-free review, by the way, just like I did for my first impressions videos of the Batman and Scream 2022. Yeah, no spoilers in this video, so I probably will do another video about this movie. I'll probably force myself to sit through it again. I will say it was very gory, very brutal. Definitely one of the most violent Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies thus far, for sure. And I did like the bus massacre scene. I liked all the senseless slaughter. That's kind of all this movie had going for it. I feel like a lot of modern horror movies just kind of up the gore, with very little depth or substance. That's all they have. It's like, hey, this one has brutal kills. Anything else? No, that's about it. Like I said, no spoilers, but there weren't like really any twists or turns. It was great to see the house from the original looking a lot like it did in the original. That was cool. I wish we could have saw more of it. Also, why is Leatherface the only villain now? He didn't have any family members, just like in Texas Chainsaw 3D. Why did they keep doing that? Where are the other... I know that Hitchhiker obviously was killed at the end of the first one. There's no way Grandpa would still be alive now. He was barely alive in the first one. And I guess Drayton, he wouldn't have, been alive anymore either. He was a lot older. So, I don't know. But I guess they would have just make up new characters for the family like in Texas Chainsaw 3D, and that kind of sucked. So maybe it's a good thing they didn't do that. But oh well. So yeah, he's the only villain this time. So Sally Hardesty returns, the sole survivor, final girl from the original, played by a different actress since Marilyn Burns passed away back in 2014. She played Leatherface's mom in Texas Chainsaw 3D, which is weird. In this movie, it's a different actress, like I said, because Marilyn Burns died. She didn't really have a lot to do, and it was definitely, I definitely did get a Laurie Strode from Halloween 2018 vibe from her. Yeah, she's a badass, tough as nails Texas Ranger now. She's probably like in her 70s, I guess, and then, she's haunted by the memories of what Leatherface did to her and her friends. There's not a lot of, I would appreciate more of a connection to the original, more continuity. This didn't really have the same feel at all. It felt like it could have just been its own thing. Sally does remember her friends. She looks at the picture of them. She tells Leatherface, I'm paraphrasing, something like, you tormented me and my friends. I want revenge. Something, I don't know. But yeah, she didn't have a lot to do, and I felt like it was just kind of pointless. You know, it could have been really awesome, but no, just kind of didn't really do much with it. Yeah, this movie was just very, very forgettable. Like I said, I'm trying to remember things. Yeah, the main characters were annoying. They were forgettable. Just like in Texas Chainsaw 3D, it kind of felt like the same type of characters also, which is bad. Like I said, yeah, I did like the bus massacre scene. I liked when the guy's filming him and said, "Make one wrong move and you're canceled, bro." And the Leatherface just, mutilates them all anyway. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it's a few cool scenes like that. I do kind of like the ending. I don't know, yeah, just very forgettable, just very, I don't know. As much as I love the original, and I love the second film too, this is one franchise that probably just needs to die. There's really not much more they can do with it. It's really just beating a dead horse at this point. It's really milking it. I really thought and hoped that this movie would definitely be better than Texas Chainsaw 3D, but it really wasn't. Like I said, it repeated a lot of the same mistakes, and I don't know, it's weird. It's like I just watched a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and I barely remember it, and I wasn't very impressed by it. That just really saddens me. Because, yeah, it just could have been a lot better. Like I said, there's a few a few highlights, a few cool scenes. Like I said, yeah, the gore is great, the brutal kills are there. You know, a lot of them are done with the chainsaw, of course. Leatherface was pretty great. You know, I like when he, skins the woman's face off and wears it as a mask. It's cool to actually see him do that in a movie. You know, it's not... we don't see him do that in every movie, but it's cool when he does. It's just weird, and most of the movies like totally drop the whole cross-dressing angle. You know, the original did it, and of course Next Generation did it, but none of the other movies really do. Like, whatever. I thought that it kind of made him more interesting and kind of scarier too. It kind of had that whole Ed Gein thing going on. That's who it was loosely based on. But yeah, overall, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, stupid title, is just very, very underwhelming. I'd give it probably a very generous, like, 5.5 out of 10. About the same as Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's better than Next Generation, of course, though that's not really saying much. Overall, I don't really recommend this movie, but, I had to see it. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I'm a completionist. I'm a huge fan of the original. I had to see it. And I'm sure if they release it on Blu-ray at some point, some Netflix originals they don't for some weird reason, but I'm sure this one probably will. I guess I probably will pick it up. I'll probably watch it again, force myself to pay closer attention, then I will give a spoiler review. I'll talk a little bit about the ending and, which characters survive and all that, and Sally's fate, and, I guess there was a post-credit scene, too. Yeah, overall, I wasn't very impressed with this one, guys. But anyway, sorry I couldn't remember more. Like I said, I always watched the movie a week ago, and it's pretty bad when I don't remember a whole lot about it. But let me know what you think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 in the comments below, and what you think the future of this should hold for this franchise. I just think it should just end, unfortunately. As much as I like the original, the Halloween series is still going strong. I think just getting, I really like what the Halloween series is right now. Unfortunately, sadly, I can't say the same for poor old Leatherface. But what can you do? Alright guys, well, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching my late night spook show here on the Horror and Metal channel. Until next time, later.